Hello, welcome to my new YouTube channel. My name is Melinda, and today we're going to look at how to answer frequency questions. So let's get started with the questions. Frequency questions usually start with the phrase, "How often?" And then they'll be a little bit different for each of the different subjects. So I, you, he or she, we and they. Remember, the third person singular uses a different verb form, does. But then our ending phrase, in this case, eat breakfast, will be the same for each question. So how often do you eat breakfast? Is the question we'll focus on today, and how to answer that correctly. So, how often do you eat breakfast? The answer will be I. How often do you eat breakfast? I eat breakfast, blah, blah, blah. Here are a few examples of the answers. So, I eat breakfast twice a week. I eat breakfast 3 times a week. I eat breakfast every day, or 7 times a week. Here are some examples, and let's look at them a little bit more carefully. So when you answer a frequency question, you'll start with the subject, in this case, I, the verb phrase, eat breakfast, and then these 2 pieces. This is the how often or how many times. And then this is the time period. This comes first, and then this is second. So here, if you use times, remember, if it's 1, change this to time, 1 time. But 1 time and 2 times have special words, and we'll talk about those more at the end. Here's 1 time is once, or 9 times, and you'll combine these like this. I eat breakfast 4 times a week. The end. I eat breakfast once a month. I eat breakfast 9 times every year. You can use other phrases here. Like here I used every. In this sentence, it sounds a little bit strange. We'd probably say 9 times a year and just use a for each of these. But you can be more specific and use a word like every. So let's look at some negatives. How often do you eat breakfast? I don't eat breakfast. Here, the negative is part of the verb. We combined it. Don't is do not. I do not eat breakfast. Another way to phrase it is I never eat breakfast. For these, it comes at the beginning, or it's part of the verb. Here it's part of the verb, do not. But here, this word is before the verb. I never eat breakfast. So pay attention to what place in the sentence your frequency word goes. All right, so here are the special words I mentioned before. 1 time and 2 times have special words, and in conversations, you will almost always use these. In writing, you might use these, but when speaking, use once or twice. Then we have every day. I eat breakfast every day. It means the same thing as once a day, but it shows that it's happening always. Like I always eat breakfast. All right, if you have any questions, please post them in the comments, and I'll see what I can do to answer those. All right, thank you. Have a good day.